Hello! Okay, I'm just kidding. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a mukbang for you. Today I have made the TikTok fettuccine pasta, but I have done a little bit of my own twist to it because I have also put in some chicken to it actually. So I want to try something else because it's kind of like a vegan and I just like ate something vegetarian yesterday, so I was like, yeah, I want to put some meat in it. I have also followed a recipe that put oregano into it, so I have also done that. And I have just some water actually to drink today, so let me first take a bite because I'm so excited to try this because I have seen it all over TikTok. But okay, here we go. It's so creamy. As in the title, today I will be sharing a story time with you. The story time happened about 2.5 years ago, a summer where I used to work at a retirement home. And the whole thing started, I think on a Saturday or something. Yeah, it's probably one Saturday because our boss was not there. It all began with me being in the kitchen. Okay, hold on, before you judge me or anything. I was doing everything fine. I was cooking. No, I wasn't cooking. I was actually frying some. What was I frying? Yeah, I was making lunch. I was frying some meat or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was meat. So I was frying, doing my thing, and using the pan and everything. Everything went good. So when I finished my cooking, I took the pan off the stove, put some water on it, like to cool it down, so it was a lot of steam coming up from it, but nothing too serious. So I put it down because I got an alarm because someone needed my help. So I went and like 20 or 30 seconds after like I had even left the kitchen and everything was good, the fire alarm started. And I was like, what is that sound? It sounds so loud and it was ringing in my ears and everything. And I got kind of panicked. Everyone like kind of panicked, like, what's going on? So I rushed to the sound where it came from, but it was so loud. But I remember there was a panel because every floor, this is like 8th-floor building, so every floor has its own system. So I went to the system, and by the time I was there, it says, yes, it's floor 6. So it's like, oh my god, it's my floor, what happened? So I get a phone call right away. They called me from another level. They called me right away and was like, is there fire? Is there fire? It's like, no, there's no fire. I don't know why the alarm went off. So they were like, okay, did you press the reset button? I was like, I don't know any reset button. No one has ever gone through the steps with me, so I was like freaking out. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it from my level, and it's gone okay. By the time the phone call ended, every personnel, everyone that works in the building, rushed to the floor. One from each. So by the time it ended, I was so embarrassed about what happened. Still, it wasn't really my fault because I haven't left the kitchen like 30 seconds. If there should be a fire, the fire alarm should be going off right away, right? By the way, this fettuccine pasta with the chicken, oh my god, so good. Alright, back to the story. By the time everyone was there, so everyone like working there were starting asking me like, okay, what happened? Do you know why the fire alarm went off? I was like, yeah, it might be because I was in the kitchen frying some meat and everything, but I have left the stove and the pan and everything. I went away from the kitchen, and like 30 seconds after that, then the fire alarm started going off. So it was like, okay, maybe that was the reason or something. I was like, is the fire alarm sensitive or something? Because that had never happened before. So it's like, okay, everything is good. I calmed down. The one in charge at that day on the Saturday had to call our boss just to inform them, like basic information, like, yeah, the fire alarm went off, but it wasn't anything serious or that, because at that time of year, there was a drought here in Sweden. You couldn't grill outside or anything. Totally like a law for it that you couldn't grill outside for any kind of reason. So like everyone was on edge. So okay, we finished lunch and everything. By the time it got for dinner, that's when stuff started to happen. Suddenly, the alarm went off again. And I was like, oh my god, what now? But first I was like, hold on, the sound isn't as loud as it was the first time. It was still loud, like very loud, but not as loud. So by that time I knew what I had to do, so I rushed to the board, the fireboard, and I see it's not on the floor that I'm working on. I was like, hold on, there's something else going on here. So I read on the panel, it says floor number 4. So it's like, alright, okay, it's not on this floor. So what I had to do, like, I rushed down to the 4th floor, because that's what you're supposed to do. So we rushed down and the fire alarm sounded from there. So the personnel there was like very confused because they weren't even in the kitchen. It wasn't even time to start dinner. It was almost time to start dinner. It was like, what is going on this time? Let me just take a few bites. Hold on. Some parsley here too. This is good. I love the parsley too. So what happened after that, it was actually crazy. We started looking because on the panel on the 4th floor, it says the attic. And everyone was confused, like, we don't have an attic at any floor. What's going on? So they're like, maybe the storage room is called the attic. So we went to the storage room. Maybe there was a fire there going on. It's like, okay, it's a possibility. So we rushed there. It's like, there's nothing there. What can it be? Maybe the electrical door or something? So we opened the electrical door. There's nothing going on. And everyone was like so confused because all of these events happened very rapidly because we have a 60 seconds mark before the alarm goes to the fire department. So we had to be very quick if there was a real fire. We couldn't really find a fire or something. We actually pressed the reset button just in case, because there was no fire and it was set on the 4th floor. And suddenly some personnel says, yeah, the fire alarm is going off at the foyer too. And we were like, what? Everyone rushed down like fast, like down the stairs, and we see 2 girls, oh my god, at the main fire panel. One standing on a ladder or something, or a chair, I don't actually remember. She was like, yeah, something happened with the fire panel right here. It was like, okay, did you do something? Did you do something? She was like, yeah, the boss told me to get a key. And was like, okay, where's the key then? She's like, I don't know, I tried to get it out. I thought it was behind a small box. And was like, do you mean the fire alarm push button? She was like, yeah, I thought it was behind it. So I pushed it and tried to get the key out. And we were like all in shock. Are you serious? Do you really think there is a key behind the fire push button? I was like, oh my god, did you really seriously push the fire alarm button? And we was like, everyone's like trying to figure out what to do next because she has pushed the button herself. So it's like we were trying to press the reset button on the main panel, but the alarm still kept going, and we knew that it was from there because she has pushed the button from there, so the alarm was extra loud on the foyer. The story is so intense, I know. So everyone's like, okay, we'll deal with you later. First, let's figure it out because we have only 60 seconds. And by that time, people from other buildings started to come to us. It's like, are you guys okay? Is there really a fire? Do you need some help? We were on the panels, like kind of big box, like this big box, and we're trying to push the reset button, turn off and everything. Nothing. It still kept going. Suddenly, so we slowly look to the left. And what do we see? The fire department has come. And not only one truck, 2 trucks. Like those big 2 trucks with the ladders and everything. Was like, oh my god. The fire department, the one that was in control, came to us like walking and kind of laughing it off. So we knew we were kind of in trouble. Like everyone was kind of in trouble. There was no actually an alarm. This girl just pushed the button by mistake, I guess. So there's no fire, and we try to reset it, but it says we need a key, but we don't have a key. So actually the fire department has that key, one of the keys, it turns out. So he uses his key to turn the fire alarm off. It was like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Because we know right now it's the law that if you misuse the fire alarm in any kind of way, you're gonna get a fine, a big one. So it's like, okay, what you need to do right now is call your boss and have them come in. So okay, it was like, yeah, everyone had to go back to their floors and everything, but only the one in charge has to stay there to talk everything out and see what will happen next. Everyone was kind of like breathing. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? Is it really possible that the fire alarm went off 2 times in one day? The first one by my mistake, I think. That's what I thought, at least. But it was my mistake. But hold on, let me explain more, because stuff started to happen after that even further. 2 days went by. On Monday I was back at work. Now the boss was working at the time. So first I went to talk to her. I was like, yeah, of course you know what happens and everything, but I was wondering what was going on with that girl and why did she push the button and everything, because the first time it happened on my floor. So I was explaining to her what happened from my perspective. I was like, yeah, your colleagues told me what happened, but it's nice because you came to talk to me because I was just gonna call you. So I explained to her my side, what happened on my floor. It was like, yeah, you're right, but here's the thing, you were not in the wrong. I was like, yeah, how come? She was like, it turns out there was a failure in the fire alarm. So I was like, yeah, what do you mean? I told her, is that why the fire alarm went off on the 6th floor? She was like, yeah, it's a possibility because now we have discovered a big error in the fire alarm system. So it's kind of a blessing that that's happened. So yeah, we're gonna look into that and see what's gonna happen. Should I be worried or anything? She was, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It looks like the system overloaded or something, and it was kind of sensitive or something. That's why the sensor went off in the first place. But the second time, that was not by mistake, and that was not my fault. And you know, this girl that did this and that, was like, yeah, I know that she did it. But I didn't really ask what was gonna happen to her, because I kind of assumed that she wouldn't be working there for any longer, because it turns out when I googled it after and I asked some colleagues, it turns out it was between 50 to 75,000 crowns, the fine that you get. This was like a big chunk of money. The days after, everyone was like tipping on their toes, like, oh my god, what just happened? Hope it doesn't happen again. So we get more information on the fire system. For the time being, it has been shut off. I was like, what? How can you shut off fire alarms? It was like, yeah, because we need to install some new things and replace another stuff. So the whole fire system has to be shut down at the time being. So we have to be extra careful in case of an emergency. The fire alarm would not go off. So what we had to do in case, we had to call the emergency service ourselves and say, yeah, the fire alarm is being maintenance right now, and there's a fire that has broken out, so you need to come and rush to us. Thank God that never happened, but that wasn't the story. I know, right? Kind of crazy, but in the end, it wasn't my fault, so I'm happy with that part. Because I'm good in the kitchen. I don't burn stuff. This is a big plate. I mean, like a really big plate. I was starving. I hadn't eaten anything all day. So yeah, that was my story. I hope you liked it. I wonder, did you really think that I was gonna burn down a building? I mean, just kidding. If you really did like it, give this video a thumbs up, just because that you like story times, and that's kind of fun. I'm actually pretty full. I will be ending this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.